Hey folks, Jackdaw here. We've got a shocking update on Dragon Age Dreadwolf as BioWare's former executive producer Mark Darrah has returned to work on Dragon Age Dreadwolf as a consultant to rally up the game's production. In addition, the Mass Effect team will be lending a hand with the production of Dreadwolf. As always, I've got the full scoop for you all, so let's just jump into this and explore the implications of this development and what it means for Dragon Age Dreadwolf. So, on Monday, GamesBeat reported that former BioWare executive producer Mark Darrah has returned to work on Dreadwolf as a consultant. On top of that, EA said that the Mass Effect team will help the production of DAD as the production and polishing tasks racket upwards. The Mass Effect team can do this because the next Mass Effect title is still in its pre-production stage with a small core team working on it. GamesBeat has learned as BioWare's general manager Gary McKay shared a statement to the publication. Gary said the following, quote, "Our studio is focused on creating the best Dragon Age Dreadwolf while the core Mass Effect team continues their pre-production work. We continue to iterate and polish Dreadwolf, focusing on the things that matter most to our fans. As we further connect this new experience with the series legacy, Mark Darrah will join this team as a consultant, bringing with him years of experience working on Dragon Age. We're proud to have this team with strong leadership at the helm work together to realise the vision we have for this game." GamesBeat goes on to explain Dreadwolf's production so far, stating that post-production started in September and the team has been hard at work, spending lots of time iterating and making it better. Now that the team has the ability to play a complete playthrough, they can iterate and polish on the things that matter most to us fans. As we all know, Darrah was a former developer and EP of Dragon Age titles at BioWare. He left the studio along with Casey Hudson in December 2020. Recently, he apparently approached BioWare about returning, and the team thought it was an opportunity to bring back a seasoned veteran who was integral to the last 3 Dragon Age games. Darrah's focus will centre on ensuring that the team is connecting this new experience with the legacy of the franchise. Respecting the Dragon Age legacy while sustaining the vision for this beloved franchise is a top priority. Corinne Bush, the game director, Benoit Houle, the director of product development, John Epler, the creative director, and Maciej Kurowski, the technical director, continue to lead the Dragon Age team. End of that article. Now, additionally, in his own YouTube video, Mark Darrah shared further that he is returning to consult on the development of Dragon Age Dreadwolf. He is not returning to his previous executive producer position, as he believes the current leadership team at BioWare is strong. Instead, his plan is to utilize his experience and unique perspective to ensure that this upcoming Dragon Age game is respectable of the franchise's legacy and effectively integrates with the Dragon Age universe. Although there are many people in place who have worked on previous Dragon Age games, Darrah personally believes that his experiences will help the team further. He ended his segment in the video by expressing his excitement to see where the franchise has gone since he left BioWare in 2020 and to see what the team has been working on ever since. Alright, time to share my thoughts on this update. I think all in all, this is definitely something to be excited about. One aspect that has immediately caught my interest is the fact that Mark Darrah approached BioWare to lend his expertise to the table instead of it being the other way around. This indicates that the team is very much open to receiving feedback and suggestions, especially from seasoned veterans such as Darrah. Definitely boding well for the game's quality, showcasing that BioWare are certainly listening and making it clear that they are committed to delivering the best possible Dragon Age experience, and if that means joining up with experienced consultants, then they'll do just that to help them achieve that goal. Meanwhile, it's worth noting that while the next Mass Effect installment is still in its early pre-production phase, a dedicated core team is hard at work on its development. Now, this leaves ample resources for the team to then lend their support on the creation of Dreadwolf. It's definitely a savvy approach and one that isn't uncommon for EA, as they have previously tasked studios like Criterion with aiding in the shipping of titles like Battlefield. This approach is a testament to BioWare and EA's commitment to delivering the best possible Dragon Age experience as they then progress through the alpha and then onto the beta phase. It's definitely exciting and showcases their continued dedication and innovation of these talented teams as they strive to make up their promise to deliver something truly special with DAD. Now, as I say this, I do also realise that Dreadwolf has been in development for about 8 years already, and it seems like it's actually going to release having been 9, potentially 10 years since Inquisition. Many of us have called its production cycle so far a development hell, at least looking in from the outside perspective. And so while getting many teams on board to help shape Dreadwolf in its final stages definitely showcases BioWare and EA's dedication, it also showcases that EA and BioWare are all hands on deck for making sure that Dreadwolf powers through its final development stages and is a polished and iterative experience. And while it's very optimistic to hear that the game is in its finalizing stages, I still think we're aiming for that 2024 release window, especially with Darrah's entrance at this point. I don't think the game will be coming out this year, although I would love to be surprised. But in some case, what I'm trying to say is it does go to show there is some desperation for making this game as polished and as perfect as possible, which of course is a good thing. We all want this game to be top notch. And of course, for everybody interested in Dragon Age, Darrah's return to the Dragon Age team is an incredibly welcoming one, given his experience working on the franchise. I believe he's been at BioWare for what, like 19, 21 years, something like that. Definitely around that 2 decades of experience. His specific focus on connecting the new experiences of Dreadwolf with then the legacy of the franchise is definitely a wise one and should ensure that each of us are all satisfied with Dreadwolf in its connection to the series. Whatever that regards, if it's like potentially looking at the hack and slash dynamic with the recent leak, or if it's just more lore inconsistencies. Even so though, it's definitely an amazing thing that he has a very integral role to play. And as I was saying about the connections to the series, like this is something that I have certainly shared a few concerns about recently, especially with that February leak of Dreadwolf. And I know that obviously leaks are not indicative of the entire game experience, but even so, I did share a few concerns about the combat, no tactics, and what this could mean for the overall game, there being some live service slash multiplayer elements still felt in its current production. I definitely think that Darrah will waver a lot of those concerns, having a pivotal role in ensuring that the legacy of Dragon Age is kept in Dreadwolf. Of course, he's not a miracle worker, he can't completely change everything about the game, but he can certainly ensure that it feels like a Dragon Age game. And as we've seen in the previous Joplin and Morrison articles, Darrah knows the development cycle of Dragon Age, and he knows how much the development of the game changes in the last 2 years of its production. So surely who better than Darrah to help as they guide through the finalizing stages. In summary, of course, I'm excited to hear about this development. It showcases that BioWare and EA are taking the development of Dragon Age Dreadwolf very seriously and are willing to invest the necessary resources to ensure its success. And as I reiterated before, this update assures each of us that BioWare and EA are dedicated to making a quality Dragon Age game, one that is dedicated to the legacy of the franchise. Equally showcasing that it's also all hands on deck for the game, with no stones getting unturned as they ramp up to that finish line. So all in all, I'm super happy having Mark back in the saddle at BioWare, at least for the time being. I do believe he will be leaving as soon as Dreadwolf is finished, or as soon as his role has been applied to Dreadwolf. Even though he hasn't been at BioWare for the past 2 years, I've constantly referred to Mark and his thoughts on Dreadwolf's progress just because of his dedicated experience with the franchise, and he's out here making YouTube videos talking about BioWare anyway. Like, in some sense, he's already been consulting certain parts of development. But to hear that he's back and is in a consultancy role alongside the rest of the leadership team is only a good thing, and I'm very keen for his input into Dreadwolf. What about you folks? What do you think about this update? Does it mean we'll see a return to Darrah's good old fun Twitter teasing, or are those days forever past us? When do you think we'll actually see Dreadwolf now that it is in its finalizing stages? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. I would love to hear them. But of course, for all of the latest on Dragon Age Dreadwolf, you're already in the right place. I am Jackdaw, and until the next one, I should go. Whoa, 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 whoa.